Hey, what's going on? It's Sean. Thanks for being here. Today, I want to talk about musicians screwing over other musicians in a scene. Now, this is something, unfortunately, I also have a lot of experience with, a moderate amount of experience with over the years. Now, let me just say at the onset, no one that is good, like very good at what they do, ever tries to do this. No one that is confident, talented, and good, in my experience, ever tries to drag any other musicians down, talk shit about them, snake their gigs, get them fired from gigs, and, things that are just born out of envy and jealousy. But it's the majority of musicians in a scene, unfortunately, who are mediocre to just okay. It's among that percentage, which is about 80% of the musicians on a scene, or anywhere from mediocre to just okay, because it's just demographics. It's how it plays out in the human condition. Among them is a tiny minority who will try to actively undercut other musicians, screw them out of gigs, and otherwise nefarious, dishonest tactics to screw the rightful musicians who deserve the success out of gigs. So you have to be wary of that. If you're talented and you're among the most working musicians in your scene and in town, you can rest assured the vast majority of time that success is born out of your hard work, determination, skill, and talent. And I say talent last because it is last. Hard work will always trump talent. And I learned that lesson myself over the years. So you have to watch out for these kind of people. Tell you a couple stories. Over the years, I've had musicians try to undercut me, come in, steal my gigs. I had steady nights I worked, or I ran open mic nights, and there was always other people in town lurking around trying to get that work. And the majority of the time it never worked. It never worked until cancel culture recently, when they could just attack you for things you said, or take any personal belief you might have out of context, and then just do a campaign to erase you. That actually has worked. But as far as musicians screwing other musicians, one time I had a drummer go against me when I had a house gig for a number of years where I ran the band there on the weekend, and then I also played happy hour solo. I had a musician playing in my band who had the audacity to go behind my back to the club owner, or the manager at the time, became the club owner, and just start talking a bunch of smack, saying stuff that I just never said or I did. And this was before social media in the 90s. And then one day I had this manager call me frantic, telling me how he's got to cancel me, and I have to be fired because of this and that. And I was like, whoa, what happened? I had to talk him down off the ledge. And I saved the gig, because nothing that other guy said had any merit. I did call that guy up and gave him a very stern piece of my mind, and fired his ass from my band right then and there. He's just a little snake weasel like that, doesn't deserve the gig. And another time at the same place, another year, I hired an entirely different backing band to do something different. And I mean, I've never been a hard ass in driven musicians, but there's a certain standard. Sorry, my water bottle's going everywhere. There's a certain standard you have to be able to play, and I'm going to hold you to it, to be able to play the music. And certain members of this band didn't like this standard. Certain people in this particular band didn't like the fact that I didn't like them to get drunk and drink. And anyway, went to a rehearsal one time, and they all sat me down and were going to talk to me about the fact that they were taking the gig over. Meanwhile, I had the contract at the gig. They were taking the gig over, and they were going to do the gig without me. So yeah, I just started laughing and told them all that they fucking suck and they couldn't snake a gig for me if they tried. I said, feel free, call them up right now. In fact, I'll call them up. So I called the manager right there in front of them all and said, yeah, these guys think they're going to take the gig for me. Is that the case? And he's like, no, I don't care who you come in with. In fact, come in with another band. Screw those guys. They're not in your league. They're all fired. Fire them all. That's what I did. I walked out of there. I fired every single one of them. The next weekend, I was in there with another bunch of musicians that I knew. No problem. So, in my case, as far as that goes, it hasn't worked out because I bust ass. I do what I need to do. I put the work in. I have the skill and I have the talent. But I've seen a lot of shitbag musicians snake other people's gigs in a scene. And I don't think it's right. I think it's bad karma anyway, to be honest. But it's something you want to be on the lookout for. Always protect your gig, And really the best way to protect your gig is to treat everybody great, play great, sing great, have a great rapport with the management and the staff and the crowd. If you're doing your job right, you'll never have anything to worry about. But you'll always have those little hyenas around you, nipping at your gigs, trying to snake them from you. That's just part of the deal here. So while I won't say completely ignore them, because they're around and you have to be cognizant of their activities, don't worry too much about them. If you're putting in the work, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to take anything from you. So continue putting in the work, continue kicking butt, and we're going to talk about a bunch more as time goes on. I'm Sean Mormelo. Thanks for being here. Hope you got some value out of this video. Again, I love driving around and making these videos, and I haven't even used my good Sony camera yet. Still on the iPhone, so maybe we'll do something back in the studio soon. All right, so take care. Please like and subscribe, and bye.